My name is Khaled Mattawa. I'm a professor of English and creative writing at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. I write my own poems and I also translate mostly contemporary Arabic poetry. This is a poem by the great Syrian poet Adonis. I do not believe in the minds of the crowd. I believe in light, radiating, penetrating, pointing toward a direction. I've connected two people, a poet and a reader, that had it not been through translation would not have happened. And to see that happen is always greatly moving and rewarding. There were many great Arab poets who were not available in English, so it seemed important for me to bring them to the American reader. I live in a hut of smoke, and I wear clouds for clothes. When you're translating, you can't really veer off. You can't change the adjectives because you just want to. You're making something that's hardly artificial. You're taking something from one language into another, and you're being very mechanical, but what you're hoping is to capture the same spontaneity that you have in a poem written in its native language. And that's why your word choices matter. They have to be correct, the correct word, but also they must seem spontaneous at the same time. Poets that I've translated, even the poems that I've translated, are part of my language. And I think, I'm sure to some extent, my own voice as a poet is in the poets that I've translated. But if I were to tear them apart, it would be like tearing the soul and the body apart. They're fused into one deep utterance. I did not grow up reading a lot of poetry, but I think poetry came with some important self-realizations. I had left Libya in 1979, and by 1986 or 87, there had been a gulf, a distance. So the poems were a way to preserve a form of self that was on its way into change and transition. The Areti Foundation for Arts and Culture, which I founded with my wife, Reem Jibril, is concerned with promoting the arts in Libya and also exposing young Libyan artists to international arts. There's just not much access. There hadn't been much access for decades. What a criminal I must be, living innocently like rain. My only sin is that I compete with light. The fellowship will be helpful for me to do some things that are perhaps outside of the provenance of what I have done before. I feel like perhaps I can be bolder, or at least the bolder projects that I felt I could not do can particularly happen.